sure the children do not see it until this evening when it is dressed. How much?
6 pence.
Here's a shilling. No, keep the change. Thank you. Yes, it is.
My little squirrel bustling about?
Yes.
When did my little squirrel come home?
Just now. Torvald, come out here and see what I have bought.
Don't disturb me. Bought, did you say? All these things? Has my little spendthrift been wasting money again?
Yes, but this year we really can let ourselves go a little bit. This is the first Christmas we have not needed to economize.
Still, we can't just go spending money recklessly.
Oh yes, Torvald, may it we just be a little bit more reckless? You are going to have a huge salary and make lots of money.
Yes, after the new year, but then it will be a whole quarter before the salary is due.
Pooh, we can borrow till then.
That is like a woman. But seriously, Nora, you know how I feel about that. No debt and no borrowing. There can be no freedom or beauty about a home life that depends on borrowing and debt. We too have kept bravely on the straight road so far, and we will continue to do so for the short time longer that there need be any struggle.
Do as you please, Torvald.
Come. Is my little squirrel out of temper? What is this? Here. What do you think I've got here?
Money?
There you are.
10 shillings? A pound? 2 pounds? Thank you, Torvald, thank you. This will keep me going for quite a while.
Indeed it must.
Yes, it will, but come here and see what I have bought. And all for so cheap. Look, here is a horse and a trumpet for Bob, and here is a suit and a sword for Ivar. And look at this little dolly for Emmy. It's kind of plain, but she'll have it to pieces. Ooh, and here are dress links for the maids and handkerchiefs. Old Anne ought to have something nice, don't you think?
Yes, but what is in this parcel?
Oh, no. You cannot see that until this evening.
Very well. Keep your little Christmas secrets to yourself. They will all be revealed tonight when the Christmas tree is lit, no doubt.
I'm sure it will. Did you invite Dr. Ink?
Yes. No, but as a matter of course, he will come to dinner with us. However, I will invite him when he comes in this morning. I've bought some good wine. Nora, you can't think of how I'm looking forward to this evening.
So am I, and the children will really enjoy themselves.
Yes, but now tell me, what would you like for yourself?
For myself?
Well, yes, tell me something reasonable that you would particularly like to have.
Oh, no. I am quite sure I don't want anything.
Really?
Well, actually...
Well, out with it.
Well, you might...
Well, out with it.
You might give me some money, just as much as you could afford, and then I could get what I really want with it.
Nora.
But Torvald, please do. I could wrap it in beautiful gilt paper and hang it on the Christmas tree. Wouldn't that be fun?
What are little people called that are always wasting money?
Spendthrifts, I know. Let us do as you wish. And then I'll be able to think of what I really want.
I mean, that's reasonable, but to say that you really would save out of the money I give you and then really buy something with it. But you continue to spend it on all sorts of unnecessary things like housekeeping, and I merely have to pay it up again.
Oh, but Torvald!
No, you can't deny it, my dear little Nora. She's a sweet little spendthrift, but she uses up a deal of money. One would hardly believe how expensive such little persons are.
That's really a shame to say. I really save all I can.
Oh, you can, but you can't save anything.
Well, you have no idea what expenses we skylarks in schools have.
I suppose I don't.
You know, I had a really fun time in town today. I was able to get all this stuff in for so cheap, but I did not go to the confectioner's, I promise.
Really?
Yes, not a single macaroon today.
Really?
Oh, yes, of course, Torvald.
She hasn't been nibbling sweets?
No, I assure you.
Not even a bit?
No, Torvald, really.
I was only joking, Nora. It's fine.
I would never think of going against your wishes.
No, I should think not. You gave me your word. You can keep your secrets to yourself. You'll reveal them to me eventually.
Torvald, do you remember last Christmas?
Yes, I remember that you shut yourself up for a full 3 weeks beforehand, making all sorts of ornaments and other things that were to be a fine surprise to us. It was the dullest 3 weeks I think I've ever spent.
I did not find it dull at all.
Of course you didn't. But there was precious little result, Nora.
You should stop teasing me about that. How could I stop the cats going in there and ripping everything to shreds?
Of course you couldn't, poor little girl. You had the best of intentions to please us all, and that's the main thing. But it is a good thing that our hard times are over.
Yes, it really is wonderful.
It's wonderful to think that someone has a perfectly safe appointment and a big enough income. It's delightful to think of, isn't it?
It's tremendous. Now, Torvald, I really have some ideas about how we could do things for the next Christmas. I'm sorry, I think I heard someone at the door. There's someone there, such a nuisance.
If it's a caller, remember I'm not home.
A lady to see you, ma'am.
Let her in.
A stranger.
Yes, let her in.
How do you do, Nora?
How do you do?
You don't remember me, I suppose?
No, I don't think so. Yes, I'm sure. Christine, is it really you?
Yes, it is I.
Oh, Christine. My, how you have altered.
Well, it has been 9, 10 long years, Nora.
Has it really been that long? Well, I suppose it has. The last 8 years have been such a wonderful time for me, I could tell you. But now you're here in town. But you took the trip in winter. That was quite plucky of you.
I arrived by steamer this morning.
To have some fun during Christmas time, of course. How delightful. We are going to have so much fun together. But I see you already took off your coat, so let's sit by the fire and get all warm and cozy. Here, actually, you take this chair, and I'll take this one. There we go. Now you look a bit like yourself again. It was only for the first moment. You're a little paler, Christine, and perhaps a little bit thinner?
And much, much older, Nora.
Maybe a little bit older. A little itty bit, but not much. What a thoughtless creature I am, sitting here chattering away like this. My poor dear Christine, please forgive me.
What do you mean, Nora?
Poor Christine, you're a widow.
Yes, 3 years ago now.
Yes, I read it in the papers. I meant to write to you back then, but something always got in the way, or I put it off.
It's quite all right, Nora.
No, it was very bad of me, Christine. You must have suffered so much. And he left you nothing?
No.
No children?
No, not even the grief to live upon.
How is that even possible?
It happens sometimes, Nora.
Christine, that's terrible. I have 3 lovely children. You can't see them right now. They're with their nurse. But enough talk about me. I want to hear about you.
No, I came all this way to see you.
No, I should not be selfish today. I want to hear what you have been up to. Well, actually, but first, did you hear that we ran into some good luck?
Good luck. What is it?
My husband has just become the manager of the bank.
Your husband. What good fortune.
Yes, tremendously. A barista's profession is so unpredictable. I'm sorry, big words are hard.
I understand.
It's very hard to tell what's going to happen. And especially if you don't take any unsavory cases, which Torvald has never been willing to do. And I quite agree with him. He's going to start up his work at the bank after the new year, and he's going to get lots of commissions and make lots of money. We're going to have heaps of money and be able to live differently in the future without anxiety.
Yes.
It's going to be nice, won't it?
Yes, I believe it is wonderful to have what one needs.
Not what one needs, but heaps and heaps of money.
Nora, haven't you learned any sense? In our school days, you were quite the spendthrift.
That's what Torvald says now. But Nora is not as silly as you think. We have not been in the position to waste money. We've both had to work.
Both of you.
Yep, odds and ends, needlework, embroidery, crochet work, stuff like that. But other stuff as well. Did you know that Torvald left his office in the beginning of our marriage? There was no sense of promotion there, but he needed to make more money. So he started to work day and night, early and late, but it was too much for him. He fell dreadfully ill, and the doctor said it was necessary for us to go south.
Ah, you spent a whole year in Italy, didn't you?
Yes, but it was no easy matter to get away. Ivar was just born, but it was necessary to save his life.
Yes, that was just around the time your father died, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. And to think I was not able to go and take care of him. I was expecting little Ivar's birth every day, and my poor Torvald was so ill. You know, that was the last time I ever saw Papa, my sweet old father. It was the saddest time I knew since our marriage.
And then you spent off a year in Italy?
Yes, it was not easy to get away, but like I said, it was necessary, and it cost a great deal.
I should think so.
About 250 pounds. That's a lot, isn't it?
Well, yes, it's Italy. How did you procure all that money?
I'll have to tell you that Papa gave us the money.
Yes. That was when he died.
Yes. And it was nice to be able to have the money to be able to go because it was necessary or Torvald would not have lived.
Yes, I believe in those situations it is quite lucky to have the money that you need.
Yes, I was very grateful that Papa was able to give us it. But, Miss Lind, enough about me. Tell me, is it true you did not love your husband? Why did you marry him?
My mother was alive then and bedridden and helpless, and of course I had my 2 younger brothers to worry about. I did not see it justified to refuse his offer.
Maybe you're right. He was rich then, right?
I believe so. His prospects were a precarious one, and when he died, his fortunes went with him.
And then?
Well, I had to turn my hand to anything I could find. First it was small schools and small businesses. But the last 3 years have felt like one long working day with no rest, and now it is finally at an end. My mother needs me no longer. She's dead, and my brothers have situations they can shift for themselves.
Then you must feel a fair amount of relief?
No, indeed. I now only feel my life is unspeakably empty. No one to work for, and yet obliged to always be on the lookout for work. That's why I could not stand life in my little backwater any longer. I came here hoping to find something to occupy my thoughts, hopefully some office work of some kind.
Oh, but Christine, that sounds so tiring. And you look tired now. You ought to take a trip to some watering hole.
I have no father to give me money for a journey, Nora.
Oh, don't be angry with me.
No, Nora, it is you who must not be angry with me. The worst of a position like mine is that it makes one so dreadfully selfish. And you will hardly believe it when you told me the good fortunes your turn have taken. I was happy not so much on your own accord, but as on mine.
What do you mean? Oh, do you mean you hope Torvald could find you something to do?
That is what I was thinking, yes.
Oh, Christine, he must. I would think of a very clever way to broach the subject to him. Something that would make him very, very happy. Oh, it makes me so happy to be of some use.
Yes, it is so kind of you to be so eager to help me out. And doubly kind since you know so little of life's troubles.
I know so little?
Yes, small household responsibilities and such. You are a child, Nora.
You ought to not act so superior.
No?
No. You're just like everyone else. You're thinking because I have not been in the world where I've had to do things, that you could look down on me. But I ought to tell you, you should not. You're very proud of what you were able to do for your mother, were you not?
Indeed, I don't think I look down on anyone. I think I ought to be proud of what I did for my mother.
And are you happy for what you did for your brothers?
I believe I have the right to be.
I think so too. But I also have something to be proud of.
I don't doubt that, but what are you referring to?
Hush. If Torvald would hear any of this. Now, I would tell you. It was I who saved Torvald's life.
Saved? How?
Well, I told you we had to take the trip to Italy.
Yes, but your father gave you the necessary funds.
Well, that's what Torvald thinks. And everyone else.
Nora, what are you talking about?
It was I who got the necessary funds for the trip.
You? 250 pounds.
Yes, pretty impressive, huh?
Nora, how could you have procured all that money? Did you win a prize in the lottery?
The lottery? There would have been some receipt of that.
Then you couldn't have borrowed.
Could I?
Well, a wife cannot borrow without a husband's consent.
Well, a wife could if she had a head in business and was the little bit clever.
Nora, is there something you're concealing from me?
Oh, come on. I did not say that I borrowed it. I could have gotten it from an admirer, maybe, when you're as good looking as I am.
Nora, you're a mad creature.
What? Is it really so crazy to think that I could have gotten the funds myself, borrowed or not?
Well, this admirer you're talking of, that could never happen.
How can you be so sure? Sometimes I like to sit back and think that some old rich gentleman had fallen in love with me. But when he passes away and they break open his will, it would say, I leave all of my money to the lovely Mrs. Nora Helmer.
Nora, who could this man be?
Do you not understand? There is no admirer. It's just something I would dream about to make my life a little bit easier. But no, I was at my wit's end getting this money because there was no admirer at all.
Then you will not clue me in as to how you got it?
Nope, not at all. Because I can see you are brimming with curiosity.
Well, of course. You've just told me that you've gotten this money yourself, and you've not even let me know how.
You know, earlier when you came in, it sounded like you had someone else with you. Did you see someone?
Oh, yes, the maid. She said a man, a doctor, came in with me.
Oh, he did? It must have been Dr. Rank.
Who?
Oh, Dr. Rank. Oh, I see what you're probably thinking. Torvald has not been sick since the trip to Italy, and neither have I or the children. Dr. Rank comes here strictly because we're friends. He comes in at least once a day.
Sounds like a nice man.
Yes, very nice indeed.
Is Dr. Rank a man of means?
I am not quite sure. Usually him and Torvald stay in the study. But sometimes he comes out to visit me.
Well, I think I saw him go in there when I came in.
Perhaps. Maybe. I was too excited on seeing you after all these years. You don't plan on going anytime soon, don't you?
Well, I can't exactly stay here. You have quite a small house.
Well, yes, that is true. Well, how about you come sit down and we can continue chatting? Hopefully no other visitors would come. We've been quite busy today. And I just want time to spend with you.
That's quite nice of you, Nora. It is nice to catch up after all these years.
Yes, it is. Usually my husband's work friends come here or business partners. And it's been surprisingly quiet as of right now.
Yes. Well, maybe they're just having some man time.
Well, they sure take a lot of time to themselves, don't they?
Yes.
There's a man my husband was talking about, though. I think his name was Krogstad. He said he should be coming here soon to discuss business with him.
Oh, Krogstad. I think I know that name.
Oh, you do?
Yes,
There's someone here to see you.
Excuse me, Mrs. Hummer. It is I, Mrs. Hummer.
I was just speaking of you. What do you want?
Big business, in a way. I have a small post in the bank, and I hear your husband is spirit chief now.
Yes, he is. You'd be as kind of yourself then to go into the study term.
Was that Krogstad?
Yes, that was.
He's greatly altered.
Well, yes, he had a very unhappy marriage.
Oh, and he's a widower now.
Yes, with several children.
I hear he carries on all sorts of business now.
Does he? I wouldn't know much of it.
He used to be an old solicitor's clerk in my town.
I think I heard something about that.
Your husband is quite quiet.
He is quite quiet today, but that is all right. Christine, how do you know Krogstad? Was it just because he was the solicitor?
No, my dear fellow. I wish not to disturb you right now. I'll just go see your wife for a little while. Am I disrupting something?
Oh, no, not at all. Dr. Rank, this is Christine. Christine, this is Dr. Rank.
Nice to meet you. I've often heard your name here in this house.
I did see you pass me on the stairs. I don't take them well.
Do you have some slight internal weakness?
No, merely the fact that I've been overworking myself.
So you have come to see our town's amusements?
I've come looking for work.
But now is that a true thing for curing your overworkedness?
One must live, Dr. Rank.
Yes, that is society's general opinion nowadays.
You know, Dr. Rank, you do want to live.
Yes, but however wretched I may feel, my patients are surely worse. Now, actually, a lawyer who is a very ill patient of mine is in with Helmer right now.
What do you mean?
A lawyer by the name of Krogstad.
Oh.
He seems to want to talk to Helmer. He had an appointment today.
Dr. Rank, do you know what he's talking to my husband about?
I don't really know, but I'm pretty sure it's something about the bank.
The bank? I did not know this. What was his name? Krogstad had anything to do with the bank.
I'm afraid that is all I know. What do you find so amusing?
Oh, not the tiresome society we were talking about. I'm thinking about something quite different that is very amusing. Tell me, Dr. Rank, is everyone at the bank dependent on Torvald now?
Is that what you find so humorous?
That's my affair. It is so nice to think that Torvald has power over so many people.
Why do you find that so... What do you mean by we?
I'm sorry, dear. I think you heard me wrong. I said Torvald has so much power over so many people. It's nice to have some sort of influence.
I guess you're correct on that.
Things have been so well recently. There's only one thing I would love to say now.
And what is that?
Oh no, I can't say it without Torvald being able to hear.
I should advise you to not say it, but between us, you mate?
Oh no, I can't. It is just so shocking.
Shocking.
Yes.
Why is it so shocking?
Well, if you guys must know, what I really want to say is, well, I am damned.
Are you mad?
Shh, shh, shh. Torvald, did you send him away?
Yes, he's just gone.
Hello, Mr. Helmer.
Excuse me, but I don't.
Oh, I am so sorry. Torvald, this is Mrs. Lind.
A school friend of my wife's, I presume.
Yes, we have known each other since then.
A friend of my wife's is a friend of mine.
Thank you. I've just come into town looking for a bit of work, and I heard about the bank position opening up, and I was...
She came all the way here to see you, dear.
What do you mean?
Well, when she found out that you had become the manager of the bank, it was telegraphed, by the way, so everyone knows, she came straight here because she wants to work under such a clever man to better perfect herself.
That's very sensible, Mrs. Lind.
So, Miss Lind here is very good with bookwork. So...
Well, I presume you're a widow, Mrs. Lind.
Yes.
And you've had some experience in bookkeeping?
Quite a bit, yes.
Well, then it is not entirely impossible that we may be able to find something for you.
See, what did I tell you? What did I tell you?
However am I to thank you?
Oh, there's no need. But tonight you must excuse me.
Are you
go-
going to work?
Yeah, I have some business to tie up there.
I shall go with you.
You're welcome to.
Christina, are you going too?
Yes, I must look for a room for the night.
We can walk down the street together.
Yeah, I'm so sorry that it's simply impossible for us to have another person here. But you'll come back this evening, right? And you talk to Dr. Rank if you are well. Yeah, you'll be well. Here, wrap up. It's cold outside.
Yes, well, good night, Nora.
Good night, Christine. Torvald, you won't be away for long, will you?
Oh, an hour, not more.
Okay. My children should be coming home soon. There they are. Oh, Christine, look at the little darlings. Oh, you guys are so sweet. Oh, look at you guys. You look so fresh and bright with your red cheeks like apples and roses.
And cherries and everything.
Did you guys have fun today?
Yes, it was a lot of fun and we played all the time.
Did you pull Bob and Emmy on the sled? Both at the same time? Oh, you are such a clever boy, Ivar. Oh, here, Anne, let me take her. Oh, my sweet little baby doll. You guys went snowballing too?
And then
Oh, I wish I could have been there.
You should have joined us. It was so much fun and everything. And like, just like this big dog.
Here, let's take off your coats. Oh, no, Anne. Let me do it. You look half frozen. There's some hot coffee on the stove for you. How about you go along? A big dog chased you guys too? But he didn't bite you, did you?
No.
Well, that's good. Big dogs don't bite little dolly children. I'm so glad you guys have had fun today. Oh, you guys must stay away from the parcels over there, though. Oh, I'm sure you want to know what's in it, but it's something quite nasty. You don't want to see in it. How about we play a game instead? Do you want to play hide and seek?
Yes.
Hide and seek? Okay. Bob, you will hide. You want me to hide?
Yes, you should.
Okay, here, you guys take the baby, and Mother will hide. Okay, ready?
Excuse me, Mrs. Sommer.
What are you doing here?
That door is ajar. I suppose someone forgot to shut it.
Children, go to the nurse. Don't worry, the strange man will not hurt Mother. Go to the nurse, okay? Mr. Krogstad, my husband is out.
I know that.
Then why are you here? Are you here to talk to me?
Yes.
But it is not the first of the month yet.
No, but it's Christmas Eve and it'll depend on yourself what sort of Christmas you'll spend.
Mr. Krogstad, it is absolutely impossible for me to do it today.
Well,
Krogstad, are you here to discuss what you were talking to my husband about? Mr. Krogstad, you work in that bank, don't you? You have a small post. Is that what you were talking to my husband about?
yes.
Then why do you bring the matter to me?
I need to have a subordinate position in the bank.
Oh, you think someone's going to take your post? At the bank? Who intends to do that?
Well, there's no necessity to keep up the pretense of ignorance. I can quite understand that your friend is not too anxious to come to the chance of rubbing shoulders with me. I can quite understand too who I have to thank for being turned off.
Are you worried Christine is going to take your spot in the bank? What do you expect me to do about that?
Your house must make a place for me.
Oh, Krogstad, I have no influence over my husband. I can't convince him to do that. Mr. Krogstad, this is absolutely uncalled for. You coming to me in my own home, my husband's subordinate, to ask me to use the influence I don't even have? I would not do it, and there's no way you can make me do it. Mr. Krogstad, would you like some tea?
Sure.
I'm assuming you're here to talk about my bond as well.
Yes. There's been a discrepancy.
A discrepancy? I don't think I understand.
There are a few lines under the signature for your father for a surety of the money.
Yes, and my father signed it. He dated it as well.
The discrepancy consists that your father signed the bond 3 days after his death.
It does?
Discrepancy is.
Well, if my husband, if my father had signed it and I put the date on, that wouldn't be wrong, would it? What would make that wrong?
The date is October 2nd.
Yes, and my father died September 29th. Oh, Krogstad, I can't stand it. It was I who signed it. And I signed it because my father was just so ill. Me having to ask for his signature, he would ask what it was for, and that would break his heart when he was already so close to death.
It would have been better for you if you given up your trip abroad.
I don't see why this is the problem. I have been paying it off regularly, haven't I? You will have your money soon.
Very likely, but to come to the matter at hand.
Mr. Krogstad, what is the matter at hand? I told you I will have the money to you. Just don't tell my husband about it. Please.
Suppose I were to tell him?
That would cause such a disagreeable situation here. Mr. Krogstad, I think it is time for you to go.
Goodbye.
My husband getting to know of it. No, it can't happen. It can't tear apart our little home. Helen, bring me the Christmas tree, please. Oh, you're back from work already?
Yes. I've just been to the bank.
And there's already so much?
Yes. There's already quite a lot.
Oh, here's Helen with the Christmas tree. Just here, on the floor, please. No, I have all that I need.
My lovely Nora, has anyone been here?
Here? No, not at all.
That's strange. I could have sworn I saw Krogstad coming out the gate.
You saw Krogstad? Oh, right, I forgot. He was here for a second.
Nora, I can see from your manner that he has been here begging you to put in a good word for him.
Torvald,
I can see from your manner that he has begged you to go behind my back and make all sorts of promises to him. Is that so, Nora?
Dear, what was it that Krogstad did that was so bad?
Well, he forged someone's name. Have you any idea what that means?
Maybe he had some sort of motive to it.
Yes, but in his case, it surely was imprudence. I am not so heartless as to condemn a man altogether for a single false step of that kind.
Well, then why condemn him?
Well, Krogstad was just full of lies. He got out of it by a cunning trick, and that is why I say he has gone under altogether.
Why do you think he went under? Where do you think it
Well,
started?
Many a man has been able to retrieve his character so long as he has taken his punishment and admitted his faults. But he didn't do that, did he?
No, you said he got out with a cunning trick, I think.
Yes, well, I knew him when we were boys. It was one of those insidious friendships that so often proves to be an incubus in the afterlife. I may as well tell you plainly. We knew each other when we were boys. We were once on very intimate terms with one another, but this man, this tactless fellow, he holds no restraint on himself when others are present. On the contrary, it gives him a familiar tone with me, and every second it's, "I say, Helmer, old fellow," and that sort of thing. It's extremely painful for me. It would make my position at the bank intolerable.
So that's why you plan on dismissing Krogstad?
Yes, I have no choice. It is the position I've given to Miss Lind, after all.
But couldn't you let someone else go?
It's already known at the bank that I mean to dismiss Krogstad. Is it to get about now that the new manager has changed his mind at his wife's bidding?
Torvald, dear, I am tremendously looking forward to tonight.
I'm tremendously curious to see what you will surprise me with.
It was silly of me to think that.
What do you mean?
Well, everything I come up with, it just seems so silly and insignificant.
Does my little Nora acknowledge that at last?
Torvald, dear, you said that Krogstad forged a name for a bad reason, correct?
Of course he did. There can be no good reason after all.
Do you think that behavior could have came from home?
Well, surely. I mean, anyone who has gone to the bad that early in life has had a deceitful mother.
Why do you only say mother?
Well, it seems most commonly to be the mother's influence, although naturally a bad father can have the same result. This Krogstad has been infecting his children with lies and disillusion, and that is why I say he has lost all moral character. That is why, my dear Nora, you must promise me not to plead his cause. Promise me, give me your hand on it. Promise. There, now it's settled. We won't think of it anymore. It's hot in here.
Yeah, it is really warm, and I have so much I need to do.
Yes, and I have to look over some of these before dinner and think about your dress. And it is likely that I might have something to hang up on the tree in gold paper, my precious little singing bird.
Deprive my children? Poison my home? No, I don't believe it. That can't be true.
The little ones are begging so hard to come into Mama.
Not right now, Anne. They need to stay with you.
Very well, ma'am.
Hurting my children? Ruining my home? No, that can't be true. No. Is someone coming? No, come. It's Christmas Day. No, come on Christmas Day. Wait, is that someone coming? No one's coming. No one's coming. that dress?
It took me forever, but at last, I found the box with the fancy dress.
You could just put it on the table.
But it isn't very much need of mending.
I would like to tear the thing to pieces.
What an idea! It can easily be put back in order with just a little bit of patience.
I can get Christine to help me.
What? Out again in this weather? You'll catch yourself a cold and make yourself ill.
Worse things could happen. I'm sorry, Anne. How are the children?
They're in playing with their Christmas presents. The poor little souls, but...
Do they ask much for me?
You see, they're so accustomed to have their mama with them.
But Anne, I'm not going to be able to do as much with them as I used to.
That's okay, dear. Children get accustomed to anything quite quickly.
You really think so? So would they forget their mother if she disappeared altogether?
Disappeared? Altogether? Good heavens!
Sorry, Anne. It's a silly thought, but I do have a question.
Yes?
What would bring someone to just abandon their own child?
Well, when I was asked to work for you, I was obliged to.
But isn't it hard? How are you able to do it?
What, when I was going to get such a good place with it? With a girl like you who got into trouble? You should be glad to. Plus, that wicked man didn't do a single thing for me.
Well, I'm sorry your daughter has forgotten you altogether.
No, dear, she hasn't. She wrote me when she was confirmed, and then again when she was married.
She did?
Of course.
That is quite nice. Anne, can you go back into the children now?
Yes, of course. And don't forget, no one will look as charming as you, dear.
He can't come today. He won't come today. No. Need to get out of my thoughts. Look at these nice gloves. And this dress. Out of my thoughts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ah! Is that someone coming? Oh, Christine, it is just you.
I heard you up asking for me.
Yes, come here. I need your help with something. See, we have a fancy dress ball up at the Stenbergs, who lives above us, later tonight, and Torvald wants me to go dressed as a Napoleon Fisher girl with this dress that he made me in Capri, but as you see, it has so many rips and tears in it.
We will easily put that to right. There's only some trimming come undone here and there. Needle and thread.
Oh, thank you, Christine. That is very, very helpful.
Of course. And last night, I've hardly gotten the chance to thank you for such a lovely evening. And I have to ask you, was Dr. Rank always as depressed as he was last night?
Yes, the evening was not as pleasant as usual because usually he's not that bad. But I'll have to tell you, he suffers from a terrible case. He has something with his spine, something caused by a horrible father. Oh, I am sure you're probably wondering where I am learning this stuff. Usually women does not know much about medicine in this world, but I could tell you that from being a mother of 3 children, I've had many people come and visit me, and I've learned many things from the wives.
Tell me, Nora, isn't Dr. Rank the kind of man that's so eager to make himself agreeable?
No, why do you ask?
Well, it's only that last night when you introduced me, he'd said he'd often heard my name around the house, but when I met your husband, he said he didn't know me.
Oh, well, as you know, dear, Torvald is very devoted and in love with me, to the point that he would get very jealous if I mentioned anyone else, but not Dr. Rank. Dr. Rank I could talk to about all of this stuff, and he doesn't mind.
Tell me, is Dr. Rank a man of means?
Yes, why?
And he has no one to care for?
No, he doesn't.
And he comes here every day?
Yes, he is Torvald's most intimate friend, and he's great friends with me as well.
But tell me, how could this well-bred man be so tactless?
Christine, I'm sure I don't know what you mean.
Do you not suppose who I have determined who gave you the money?
You think Dr. Rank gave me the money? No, of course not. I could never ask him of that. Especially because when I needed the money, he did not have it. He became to his fortune later.
I believe that this is best for both of you.
What do you mean by that?
Well, you procuring all that money behind your husband's back, it's simply ludicrous.
Yes, but I already did do it behind my husband's back with the other man.
Well, I think you ought to make an end of it with Dr. Rank.
You do? On what means?
Well, two things, I believe. Like you said, he wasn't the one who gave you the money, but still. He's a bit close with you, don't you think?
Well, like I said, he is very good friends with my family. Oh, is this about that admirer that I brought up yesterday? Christine, I already told you, he does not exist.
Then it really wasn't Dr. Rank who gave you the money?
No, it was not. I would never ask him to do so. But I do know that if I were to ask him so...
Behind your husband's back?
I've already told you I did the other thing behind my husband's back too. He cannot know about this at all.
But if you did, which of course you wouldn't...
Well, if I did, I am certain that Dr. Rank would not have mind.
Well, I suppose I should take this into the other room. I heard your husband.
Oh yes, he doesn't like it when there's stuff going on with dresses. Here you go. Wait, I need to keep... You know, I'm going to keep this one. You go with the dress.
Yes, so indecisive as usual, Nora.
Torvald, dear, you're home already?
Yes, was that the dressmaker?
Oh, no. It was Christine. She's helping me to put my dress together. You see, tomorrow I am going to look so smart.
Wasn't that a happy thought of mine now?
Yes. But would you say it's nice of me, too?
Nice. To do as your husband wishes? Well, you little rogue, I'm sure you didn't mean it that way. But either way, I'm not going to disturb you. You will want to be trying on your dress, I expect.
Are you going back to work?
Oh, yes. Just been to the bank. I have to go finish up my things.
Oh, is that where that's from?
Of sorts, yes.
Okay, dear. I'm going to try on my dress now. Do not come out.
Okay.
Have you seen Dr. Rank today?
Well, not today, no.
Did you have something else you wanted to say, Torvald?
You seem rather uneasy right now. Is there anything that you have to say to me?
Oh, no. I'm just anxious to try on my dress is all.
Very well.
I wonder where that Dr. Rank is. I haven't seen him. Who is it? Oh, wait. I know that ring. Hello, Dr. Rank. I'm surprised I didn't recognize your knock sooner.
It is quite all right. Where's Torvald?
Oh, he's in his study right now, but you shouldn't mess with him. He's pretty busy with bank work.
And you?
Oh, me? You know I always have time for you.
Well, I should make as much use of it as I can.
As much use of it as you can?
Does that alarm you?
You just worded it in quite a strange way. Is anything likely to happen?
Nothing that I've been long prepared for.
Oh, all right then. Come here, Ring. Oh, sorry.
Have you figured out your dress yet?
That's what I was going to show you. Here, come sit here. Christine is here working on my dress. But I do got the gloves and the stockings. Your face changed when I mentioned Christine.
Yes, I feel like she shall be my successor in this house.
Are you telling me that you are jealous of poor Christine?
I can be quite frank that I am. Once I'm gone, she shall fill my place as well as any other.
And where will you be going?
Where have I been staying for so long that I would be going soon? Death is stalking beside me.
You are quite obscured today, and here I thought you would be in a good mood.
With death stalking beside me, how can I be in a good mood after that? For having to pay for my father's sins.
Oh, do talk about something cheerful, please.
It is a mere laughing matter. I shall make one examination of myself, and then I shall know as the horrors of dissolution shall begin.
Dr. Vink, you cannot leave Torvald and I.
Well, why not? You already made new ties, and I'm sure Helmer is as well.
Oh, Dr. Vink, we know you feel quite at home with us. We can't just lose you like that.
Well, I'm afraid we have no choice.
Here, come here. I want to show you something. Maybe it'll put you in a better mood.
What is it?
Do you see these?
Your flesh-colored stockings?
Yep. It's going to be so dark when I'm dancing, but no. You can only look at the feet, and maybe the leg. What? Do you not think these will fit me?
I have no matter for any opinion about that.
That is for being so naughty.
So what other nice things am I allowed to see?
Nothing after that comment.
Nora, when I'm sitting here as so intimately as close as you as this, I cannot imagine what would have happened if I did not step into this house.
Dr. Vink, I already told you, you do not need to leave this house. It'd be a great loss if you left me and Torvald.
Yes. But Nora, do you think he is the only one that would stay by your side?
What do you mean?
Do you think he is the only one that would gladly risk his life for your sake?
Oh, is that all you mean?
Nora, I mean, I've been waiting for this to tell you this for a long time now, but I feel like this is the correct time. You command me body and soul.
Let me pass.
Nora.
Dr. Vink, that was quite horrid of you.
Did you already know?
Oh, how could I have known? Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. But will you just go and say it?
Like I said before, this seems like to be the perfect time before it was too late. Are you sure? Now you know, Nora. Now I know.
Helen, bring me the lamp. Dr. Vink, aren't you ashamed?
Not in the slightest.
You can just put it there, dear. Thank you.
I'm not ashamed of the slightest, Mrs. Helmer.
In the light of the lamp, you're not ashamed at all?
No, but perhaps I better go. Forever?
No, you shall not. I was going to ask you a favor, but I can't after what you just told me.
What was the favor?
Did you not listen to me? I can't tell you after what you just told me. It's just...
Please, Nora. Please, Mrs. Helmer, just tell me. You made me so happy for once.
No, Dr. Vink. You are not to leave, Torvald and I. You know how much of a big space would be empty in this house without you. You have grown so much in our lives, and I know you feel very at home here.
Yes, I quite concerned that I have grown accustomed to this house.
Dr. Vink, I think you can go into my husband now.
Yes.
Thank you.
Is there anything wrong?
No, not at all.
Are you sure?
No, this this is just about my new dress.
But your dress is over there. Your dress is being held by Christine.
Oh, yes, but this is another one that I ordered. You cannot tell Torvald, though.
Oh, is that the great secret you're trying to tell me?
Yes, it was.
I shall not let Torvald out of my sight.
Thank you, Dr. Ink. He's waiting in the kitchen?
Yeah, he came up the back stairs.
Did you tell him no one was home?
Yeah, but it was no good.
And he won't go away?
No, he says he won't tell he's seen you, ma'am.
Okay, send him in.
Yes, ma'am, I quite understand.
This horrible thing is going to happen in spite of me. No. There's nothing I could do to prevent this. Why? What do you want, Mr. Krogstad?
Vaccination or something.
Well, then out with it.
You know, I suppose I got my dismissal.
Mr. Krogstad, I could not have prevented it. I pleaded on your part, but he just wouldn't listen.
Does your husband love you so little then? He knows what I can expose you to, and yet he ventures.
How can you assume that he knows anything of this?
I didn't suppose so at all. It would be the least I could do to Torvald Helmer to show so much courage.
Mr. Krogstad, a little bit of respect for my husband, please.
Certainly. All the respect he deserves. But since you kept the matter so carefully to yourself,
Oh yes, this matter is to stay between me and you. But why have you come about my bond? I told you I'd pay the money to you. There's no reason for my husband to know. Are you going to tell him?
am I to understand that you can pay the bond that is owing?
At this moment, no.
Or some expedient for raising the money soon?
No expedient that I make means of using. Mr. Krogstad, please, just give me time. I can get the money to you. You do not need to tell my husband.
Oh.
You don't have a letter for him, do you?
I do right here.
You gotta tear it up, please. I will get your money to you, please.
Mrs. Helmer, I think I told you just now that
I think I am starting to learn the severity of what I have done. I have learned more than you could ever have taught me about it.
yes, such bad lawyers I am.
Please, Mr. Krogstad, I am begging you to rip up that letter. My husband does not need to know of it. I begged with him to let you keep his post, but he would not listen to me.
Well, it's not only for the sake of money. Indeed, that weighs least with me in the matter. I need to get in a higher position.
What do you need with the higher position?
I need to win back respect in this town.
Mr. Krogstad, I think Christine is coming. You need to go. You need to go.
Goodbye.
No, this cannot happen. This cannot happen.
Nora, what is the matter with you? You look so agitated.
Christine, come here. Come here. Do you see that letter? Do you see that letter in the letterbox?
Yes?
It's from Krogstad.
Nora, what was Krogstad the one who lent you the money?
Yes, he was.
Believe me, Nora, I believe it's best if your husband knows about this.
No, it's worse than that. I forged a name.
Nora!
I had to, but...
Nora, have you gone out of your mind?
No, I don't... I have never felt so right in my mind now. But what I need you to be my witness. In case I can't be here, I need you to know.
Nora, what are you talking about?
What I've done, Christine, I've done it out of love. If I couldn't have gotten the money, it would have killed my husband. I have never felt so right in my mind as I do right now. I did it with a purpose, but I need you to know. I need you to be my witness.
Your witness? I don't understand you, Nora.
How could I expect you to understand?
I shall go at once and speak with Karlstad.
No, you don't know what harm he could do.
There was a time at once he would do anything for my sake.
He?
Where does he live?
I don't know. Oh, I threw it in. He's down the street, I think.
Okay, I know the apartment's there. I'll go and speak with him at once.
Okay.
But you must stall your husband from getting that letter. He will ask for his letter back, and I will make sure of it.
Okay.
Stall your husband, Nora.
Nora?
Yes?
Don't be so frightened. We're not coming in. You've locked the door.
Hang on, dear. Here, you may come back in.
Well, may I venture at last to come into my own room again?
Yes.
Come on, Dr. Rank. In here you will see... But what is this?
What is what, dear?
Well, Rank led me to believe there would be some sort of splendid transformation.
That was what I understood. Perhaps there was a miscommunication?
Oh, yes. No one is to admire me in my dress until tomorrow.
But you look so worn out. Nora, have you been practicing too much?
No, actually, I haven't practiced at all.
But you will need to.
Yes, and I need you to help me. I have forgotten everything.
Of course, tonight I will be wholly and entirely at your disposal, my helpless little mortal. But first, I've got to check the letterbox.
No, Torvald, there's nothing in the letterbox, I assure you.
Well, let me look.
Well, no, there's nothing in there.
Why should I not?
Because...
Time to look now. Ah.
I can't dance if you don't help me, Torvald.
Are you really so afraid of it?
Yes, I am so dreadfully afraid. I need to work on it right now. We have some time before dinner. Here, you come and play for me. And critique me as I dance.
With great pleasure, if you wish me to. Here's your tambourine.
Now play for me and I will dance.
Slower.
Oh, this is how I'm supposed to do it.
Not so violently, Nora.
This is the way to do it.
No, that's not a bit right.
Perhaps I shall play.
Yes, do. I can critique her better this way. Slow yourself. Ah,
Oh, Christine, what fun this is!
Frank, stop. This is madness. It's quite enough. Nora, I couldn't believe it, but you've forgotten everything that I taught you.
Yes, I have. I need you to completely devote yourself to me this evening to help me.
Have my word.
You are not allowed to do any work. You're not even allowed to pick up a pen.
I can tell from your manner that there's a letter from him out there waiting for me.
How would I know?
Well, As you wish, but after you've danced,
You will be free.
then I must look, Nora.
No, dear, please, I need your help tonight.
As you are, I will teach you tonight. But after the tarantella, I have no choice, Nora.
After the tarantella, you will be free.
You mustn't contradict her.
Very well, the child will have her way.
Perhaps we shall go into dinner?
Yes, this is nothing more than the childish nervousness I was telling you of.
Thank you. Please get out the champagne. We're going to have a banquet tonight.
Very well, ma'am.
Well,
He was gone from town.
I knew it. I could tell from your face.
I left him a letter saying that we needed to talk.
Christine, you should have stayed out of it. You don't know what harm this man could do.
I know very well what he could do, but I shall go and stall your husband. Just compose yourself and get ready for dinner.
Yes, go into dinner. I know what I have to do.
Skylark!
7 hours till midnight, then 24 hours. 32 hours left to live. She's right here!
When we left Nora in turmoil after enduring Krogstad's threat to reveal her crimes of fraud. As she realized the dire situation she is in, she grows more and more desperate.
Ah, there. Come in. We are quite alone.
I found note from you at home. What does this mean?
It means it is absolutely necessary that we have a talk.
It's absolutely necessary it should be here.
Well, it's impossible where I live. There's no private area outside my door. Besides, the maid is asleep and the Helmers are at the dance upstairs.
Are the Helmers ready to dance tonight?
Yes. Why not?
Certainly. Why not?
Now, Nils, let us have a talk.
Can you have anything to talk about?
We have quite a great deal to talk about.
I wouldn't have thought so.
Well, you've never properly understood me.
Was there anything else to understand, except what was obvious to the world? A heartless woman jilts a man when a more lucrative chance turns up?
Is that truly what you think of me? That I did all that with a light heart?
Didn't you?
Nils, do you truly believe that?
If you as you say, why try me as you did at the time?
There was no other choice. As it was my responsibility to end things with you, it was also my duty to put an end to how you felt for me.
So that was it. All this for the sake of money.
You must not forget, I had a helpless mother and 2 little brothers at the time. We could not wait for you, Nils. Your prospects seemed hopeless.
That may be so, but you had no right to throw me over for anyone else's sake.
Indeed, I don't know. I spent many nights thinking of whether or not I had the right to do so.
When I lost you, it was as if all the solid ground went from under my feet. Look at me now. I'm a shipwrecked man clinging to a bit of wreckage.
Well, help may be near.
It was near. They came and stood in my way.
Unintentionally, Nils. It was only today that I realized I was to take your place at the bank. And I will not give it to you now because that would not benefit you in the slightest.
A benefit. I would have done it with or without.
Nils, how would it be if 2 shipwrecked people joined forces?
What are you saying?
I'm saying 2 people on each one piece of wreckage would stand a better chance to each on their own.
Christine,
What do you suppose brought me to town?
do you mean like you gave me thought?
I could not endure a life without work. As long as I can remember, I've worked. It has been my greatest and only pleasure. But now I only find my life unspeakably empty. It is not the least bit pleasure working for oneself, Nils. Give me someone and something to work for.
I don't trust that. It's nothing but a woman's overstrained sense of generosity that prompts you to make such an offer of yourself.
Have you ever noticed anything of the sort in me?
Could you really do it? Tell me, do you know all about my past life?
Yes.
And do you know what they think of me here?
You seem to me to imply that by my side you are quite a different man.
I'm certain of it.
Is it too late now? And now I'm saying this deliberately, and I hope you can understand. But, hush, the tarantella. Go.
Why, what is it?
You hear them up there? As soon as that song's over, we should expect them back.
Of course, don't know what steps they were taken by the Helmers.
Yes, I know all about that.
In spite of that, you have the courage to...
Nils, I know quite well what a man like you might go to, driven to by despair.
If I can undo what I've done.
You cannot. Your letter is lying in the letterbox now.
Are you sure of that?
Quite sure, but
I'll ask for my letter back.
no.
Yes, I will. I'll wait here until Helmer comes and tell him that only concerns my dismissal and he's not to read it.
Nils, you must not ask for your letter back.
Wasn't that the very purpose that you brought me here?
In my first moment of fright, it was, but 24 hours have elapsed in this house, and I have seen incredible things. Helmer must know all about this. This unhappy secret must be disclosed. They must have a complete understanding between each other, and that cannot happen with all this concealment and falsehood going on.
That's it then. You're willing to save your friend at any cost. Tell me frankly, is that it?
Nils, a woman who has once sold herself for another's sake will not do it again.
Very well. If you'll take the responsibility.
Yes, but quickly, the song's over. We're not safe a moment longer.
I'll wait for you below.
Yes, meet me at my door.
I never had such a good piece of fortune in my life.
What a difference. What a difference. Someone to work for, a home to bring comfort into, and I wish they would hurry up and... Oh, there they are. I should gather my things.
No, I don't want to go home yet. I want to go back upstairs just for another hour.
Not another minute, Nora. That was our agreement. Besides, you're gonna catch a cold standing here. Get inside.
Good evening.
Christine?
You here so late, Mrs. Lind.
Yes, I was so eager to see Nora in her fancy dress.
Isn't she beautiful? I quite think she's rather charming, Mrs. Lind.
Have you been waiting here for me the whole time?
Yes, I'm afraid I came in too late, but I was just so excited to see you in your fancy clothes.
Oh, yes, she has made a tremendous success. Just an absolute success at the Tarantella. She danced so beautifully. Don't you think she's remarkably pretty?
Yes, indeed. How was her performance? I'm sorry I couldn't see it.
It was wonderful. She danced so wonderfully. She made a success. She made such a wonderful success. Do you think I was going to allow her to stay there and spoil the effect? No, indeed. I took my charming little Capri maiden, my capricious little Capri maiden, I should say. I took her once around the room, a curtsy on either side, and as they say in the novels, the beautiful apparition disappeared. An exit ought always to be effective, Mrs. Lind. That is what I cannot make this Nora understand.
Torvald, you will repent for not letting me stay there, even if it was for only a half hour more.
Listen to her, Mrs. Lind.
Yes, it's quite dark in here, don't you think?
Yes, it is rather dark in here. And hot, too. Just give me one moment.
Well,
I had a talk with him.
yes, and?
Nora, your husband must know about this.
I knew it.
Nora, you have nothing to fear in the way that Krogstad is concerned, but your husband must know.
I cannot tell him.
Then the letter will.
I know what I need to do now. Thank you, Christine.
Well, have you admired her, Mrs. Lind?
Yes, she is quite lovely.
Yes, I think she is extraordinarily beautiful.
Yes, but I should bid you all a good night.
Going already?
Yes.
Is this yours, this knitting?
Oh, yes, thank you. I had nearly forgotten it.
So you knit?
Of course.
You know, you really ought to embroider.
Oh, why's that?
Well, it's far more becoming of a woman. See, you take the embroidery thus in your left hand, and the needle in the right, and then with one sweep, do you see?
Perhaps.
Yes, but with knitting, it can never be anything more than ungraceful. With the arms this close together and the knitting needles bobbing up and down. It's so unbecoming. That was really excellent champagne they gave us.
Yes, I can tell, but I should bid you all a good night.
Good night, good night. I hope you will get home all right. I should like to, well, you haven't any great distance to go.
Yes. Good night, Nora, and stop being so self-willed.
That is very right, Mrs. Lind. Good night, good night. we have gotten rid of her. She is a frightful bore, that woman.
Torvald, aren't you tired?
Oh, not in the slightest.
Or sleepy?
No, on the contrary, I am extraordinarily lively. And you look really both tired and sleepy.
Yes, I am very tired. I would like to go to bed at once.
Do you see, it was right of me not to let you stay any longer.
Oh, my dear Torvald, everything you do is quite right.
There's my little skylark speaking reasonably. Now, I must go in and read through my letters.
No, Torvald.
Why not?
Because it's still night. You're not supposed to work yet.
Okay. Tonight, I will stay here with my darling wife. But I must empty the letterbox.
Oh, but why?
Well, it's so full. There will be no room for the newspaper tomorrow morning. Let me get it.
Torvald, dear, have you seen Dr. Rank since the party?
No, I haven't seen him in quite some time. But
It seemed like he enjoyed himself. Usually when that happens, he comes and visits us.
yes,
I wonder why he has not come this time.
I do wonder. It seems rather impolite of him not to come visit us after such a party.
Well, he also did drink a lot of champagne as well.
Yes.
Wait, are those letters from him?
Yes, I suppose they are. 2 cards from Ranks. My, how uncomfortable. There's a cross over his name. It is as though he was announcing his own death.
I think that's just what he's doing.
What do you mean? Nora, do you know anything about this?
Yes, yesterday when he was here, he was telling me that when the letters came with the crosses, it would be his leave taking from us. He means to shut himself away and die.
My God. And he had so grown into our lives, I can hardly think of him having gone out of them. But perhaps it is for the best. For him, that is. But maybe for us too. We are quite thrown upon each other now, Nora. I don't feel as though I could hold you tight enough. You know, I often wish that some great danger may befall you so that I might risk my life's blood to save you.
Torvald, you need to read your letters now.
Okay, I will. Good night, my little songbird.
Good night, Torvald. Good night.
Good night.
Never to see him again. Never again. Never to see my children again. I should have gone now. He has the letter. He's going to read the letter. Goodbye, Torvald. Goodbye, my children.
Do you know about this? Do you know what's in this letter?
Yes, I know. Torvald, you have to let me go. You can't save
Where
me.
are you going?
You can't save me. You need to let me go.
Absolutely not. You are going to stay here and you are going to explain yourself. Do you know what you've done? Do you know what you've done?
Torvald, everything in the letter is true, but I did it because I love you.
Let us not have any silly excuses.
But Torvald...
Miserable creature, what have you done? I am in the power of an unscrupulous man. He can do what he likes with me, say whatever he wants about me, and I have to just bend to his will and do as he says. All of this I have you to thank for, a thoughtless woman.
Yes, that is just it.
Oh, and what good would it be to me if you were to leave? Not in the least. Krogstad can make this affair known everywhere, and if he does, I may be falsely suspected of having been party to your criminal action. They will think that I was behind it, that it was I who prompted you. You, whom I have cherished through the whole of my married life. I have you to thank for this.
Yes, that is just it.
Oh my. I should have foreseen it. I should have seen this coming. All your father's want of principle, you be silent. All your father's want of principle has come out in you. No morality, no religion, no sense of duty. You are a miserable woman.
Yes, that is just it.
Someone at the door? So late as this? Could the worst... My God. It's a letter from him. You will not have it. I will read it myself.
Go ahead then, read it.
I scarcely have the courage. But Nora, no, I must read it again. I'm saved, Nora, I'm saved. He says, oh, who cares what he says? I'm saved, Nora, I'm saved.
And me?
Yes, you two, of course. We are both saved, both you and I. He says that a happy change in his life. Oh, never mind what he says, Nora. We're saved. He sends his bond back. Oh, I must be rid of these hateful things. I must not think of it any longer. It will be nothing more than a bad dream to me. Finally, you and I, we are saved, Nora. Where are you going? You don't seem to realize that I've forgiven you, Nora. Of course I've forgiven you. I've forgiven you everything. I know that what you did out of love for me.
Thank you for your forgiveness.
Where are you going? Nora, what are you doing?
I'm getting out of my fancy dress.
Yes, do. Try and calm yourself and make your mind easy again, my frightened little singing bird.
Wait, it's supposed to go over my head.
Be at rest and feel secure. I have broad wings to shelter you under, like a dove hunted by a hawk's claws. I will bring peace to your poor beating heart. It will come, Nora, little by little, believe me. Tomorrow morning you will look upon it differently. Soon everything will be just as it was before. Very soon, you won't need me to try and assure you that I've forgiven you. You will yourself feel the certainty that I have done so. Can you suppose I should ever think of such a thing as repudiating or even reproaching you? You have no idea the content of a true man's heart, Nora. There is something so indescribably sweet and satisfying to a man. The knowledge that he has forgiven her completely. The knowledge that he has made her, in a way, doubly his own. As if she has become both wife and child to him. So you too shall be after this, my scared, helpless darling. Have you no anxiety about anything, Nora. Only be frank and open with me, and I will serve as both will and conscience to you. Not gone to bed? Nora, have you changed your things?
Yes, I have.
What for so late as this?
I will not be sleeping tonight.
Oh, what do you mean?
Torvald, come sit.
Nora, what is this cold set face? You alarm me.
Torvald, dear, we have a lot to talk about. This may take a while.
What do you mean by that? I don't understand you, Nora.
No, that is just it. You don't understand me, and I have never understood you either. Before tonight, no, you mustn't interrupt. You must simply listen to what I have to say. Torvald, there is a setting of accounts that needs to be done.
What do you mean by that?
We have been married now 8 years. Does it not occur to you that this is the first time we two, you and I, husband and wife, have had a serious conversation?
What do you mean by serious?
In all these 8 years, no, longer than that, from the very beginning of our acquaintance, we have never exchanged a word of any serious subject.
Was it likely that I would continually and forever be telling you about worries that you could not help me to bear?
I am not speaking about business matters. I say that we have never sat down together to try and get to the bottom of anything.
But my dearest Nora, would it have been any good to you?
That is just it. You never understood me. I have been greatly wronged, Torvald. First by you, and now, well, actually first by Papa, and then by you.
What? By us two, who have loved you more than anything else in this world?
You have never loved me. You only thought it was pleasant to think you were in love with me.
Now what are you saying?
It's perfectly true, Torvald. When I was at home with Papa, he told me his opinion about everything, and so I had the same opinions. And if I differed from him, I concealed the fact, because he would have liked it. He called me his doll child, and he played with me, just as I used to play with my dolls. And when I came to live with you,
What sort of an expression is that to use about our marriage?
I mean, I was simply transferred from Papa's hands into yours. You arranged everything according to your own taste, and so I got the same taste. You, or else I pretended to. I am really quite not sure which. I think sometimes the one and sometimes the other. When I look back on it, it seems to me as if I had been living here like a poor woman, just from hand to mouth. I've existed merely to perform tricks for you, Torvald, but you would have it so. You and Papa have committed a great sin against me. It is your fault. I have made nothing of my life.
How unreasonable and how ungrateful you are, Nora. Have you not been happy here?
No! I have never been happy. I thought I was, but I was merely merry.
Not happy.
No, like I said, only merry. And you have always been so kind to me. But our home has been nothing more than a playroom. I have been your doll wife, just like at home I was Papa's doll child. And here the children have been my dolls. I thought it was great fun when you played with me, just as they thought it was great when I played with them. That is what our marriage has been, Torvald.
There is some truth in what you say, as exaggerated and strained as it may be. But for the future that will be different, Nora. Playtime shall be over and lesson time shall begin.
Whose lessons? Mine or the children?
Both yours and the children, my darling Nora.
Alas, Torvald, you are not the man to educate me into being a proper wife for you.
And you can say that.
And how am I fitted to bring up the children?
Nora!
Didn't you say it earlier yourself, when you were mad, that you dare not trust me to bring them up?
In a moment of anger, why would you pay any heed to that?
Indeed, you are perfectly right. I am not fit for the task. There is another task I must undertake first. I must try and educate myself. You are not the man to help me with that. I must do that for myself. And that is why I am leaving you tonight.
What do you say?
I must stand quite alone if I am to understand myself and everything about me. It is for that reason I cannot remain here with you any longer.
Nora!
I am going away from here now, at once. I am sure Christine would take me in for the night.
You are out of your mind. I won't allow it. I forbid you.
It is no use forbidding me anything any longer. I would take with me what belongs to myself. I would take nothing from you.
What sort of madness is this?
Tomorrow, I shall go home. I mean, my old home. It will be easiest for me to find something to do there.
You blind, foolish woman.
I must try and get some sense, Torvald.
To desert your home, your husband, and your children, and you don't consider what they'll say.
I cannot consider all of that. I only know that it is necessary for me.
This is shocking. This is how you would neglect your most sacred duties.
And what would you consider my most sacred duties?
Do I need to tell you that? Are they not your duties to your husband and your children?
I have other duties just as sacred.
That you have not. What may those be?
Duties to myself.
Before all else, you are a wife and a mother.
I don't believe that any longer. I believe that before anything else, I am a reasonable human being, just as you are. Or at all events, that I must try and become one. I know quite well, Torvald, that most people would think you right, and that the views of that kind will be found in books. But I can no longer content myself with what most people say, or with what is found in books. I must think over it for myself and get to understand them.
Can you not understand your place in your own home? Have you not a reliable guide in such matters as that? Have you no religion?
I am afraid, Torvald, I do not exactly know what religion is.
What are you saying?
I know nothing about what the clergyman said when I went and got confirmed. He told us that religion was this and that and the other. When I am away from this all, and I am alone, I will look into that matter too. I will see if what the clergyman said is true, or if any of the events is true for me.
This is unheard of in a girl your age. But if religion cannot lead you aright, allow me to try and awaken it within you. Do you not have any sense of morality? Or answer me, am I to think that you have none?
I assure you, Torvald, that it is not an easy question to answer. I really don't know. The thing perplexes me altogether. I only know what you and I look... I only know what you and I look at in quite different light. I am learning too, that the law is not quite what I thought it would be, but I find it impossible to convince myself that the law is right. According to it, women does not have the right to spare her old dying husband or to help.
You think and talk like a heedless child. You don't understand the conditions of the world in which you live.
No, I don't. But now I am going to try. I am going to see if I can make out who is right, the world or I.
You are ill, Nora. You are delirious. I almost think that you're out of your mind.
I have never felt my mind so clear and certain as tonight.
Is it with a clear and certain conviction that you forsake your husband and your children?
Yes, it is.
Then there is only one possible explanation.
And what is that?
You do not love me anymore.
No, that's just it.
Nora, and you can say that.
It gives me great pain, Torvald, for you have always been so kind to me. But I cannot help it. I do not love you any longer.
Is that a clear and certain conviction too?
Yes, absolutely clear and certain. That is why I will not stay here any longer.
And can you tell me what I have done to forfeit your love?
Oh, yes, indeed I can. It was tonight when the wonderful thing did not happen. Then I saw you were not the man I thought you were.
Oh, explain yourself better. I don't even understand you.
I don't expect you to. I have waited so patiently for 8 years. For goodness knows, I knew very well that wonderful things don't happen every day. Then this horrible misfortune came upon me. And then I felt so quite certain that that wonderful thing was going to happen at last. When Krogstad's letter was laying out there, never for a moment did I imagine that you would consent to accept this man's conditions. I was so absolutely certain you would say to him, publish the whole thing to the whole world. And then when it was done...
Yes, what then? When I exposed my wife to shame and disgrace?
Then, when it was done, I was absolutely certain you would come forward and take everything upon yourself and say, I am the guilty one.
Nora.
You mean that I would not have accepted such a sacrifice on your part? No, of course not. But what would my assurances have been worth against you? That was the wonderful thing which I hoped for and feared. It was to prevent that. I wanted to disappear.
I would gladly work day and night for you, Nora, bear sorrow and want, but no man would sacrifice his honor for the one he loves.
It is a thing hundreds and thousands of women have done.
You think and talk like a heedless child.
Maybe, but you neither think nor talk like the man I would bind myself to. As soon as your fear was over, and it was not fear for what threatened me, but for what might happen to you. When the whole thing was past, as far as you were concerned, it was exactly as if nothing at all happened. Exactly as before. I was your little skylark, your doll, which you would in the future treat with doubly gentle care because it was so brittle and fragile. Torvald, it was then it dawned upon me that for 8 years I had been living here with a strange man and had borne him 3 children. Oh, I can't even think about it. I want to tear myself to little pieces.
I see. An abyss has opened up between us. But tell me, Nora, is there no way that we could fill it up?
As I am right now, I am no wife to you.
I have it in me to become a different man.
Perhaps, if your doll was taken away from you.
What are you saying?
That makes it all more certain that has to be what is done.
Where are you going?
Like I told you, I am leaving this house tonight. I am going home. I could find something for myself there.
Not tonight, Nora.
I cannot stay another night in a stranger's bedroom!
Can we not live together like brother and sister?
You know that would not work! I am leaving tonight!
Nora. Nora, can I never be anything more than a stranger to you?
No, you cannot. I read somewhere that when a wife leaves home, her husband is no longer tied to her. So, here is your ring. Give me mine.
That too?
Yes.
There you are.
There. You are free.
But may I write to you, Nora?
No. Never.
At least let me send you.
No! Torvald! You cannot! You are no longer my husband.
Tell me what I can do to regain your love. I'll do anything. Tell me anything, Nora.
Oh, Torvald, the most wonderful thing would have to happen.
The most wonderful thing, what is that? Tell me, I'll do it.
You and I would have to change altogether and become new people. But what am I even talking about? I don't believe in wonderful things anymore.
Nora.
I am leaving, Torvald.
Nora. Nora! Empty. She's gone. The most wonderful thing of all?